Hey everyone, hope y'all are doing well. Man, it's been a long time since I've made a video, and my apologies for that. Life gets in the way. A lot of changes over the last 6 to 12 months, like I'm sure for everybody. But I hope everybody's doing well, hope everybody's healthy, and I just got a new watch that was just delivered, and I wanted to talk to y'all about it. I thought what better time than now to make a video, and it is a Casio. Not an expensive watch. I bought this on Amazon and paid about 25 bucks for it. Let's open it and let's see what it is, okay? Really excited to be back and doing a video. It's just been too long. So it comes in a nice case, and there it is right here. It's actually a different version of this watch. So this is the F-91W, and we're going to talk a little bit more about it, but let's kind of get into this. Now these Casio cases, man, it's been maybe a little while since I've opened one of these. So let's see if I can figure out how to do that. There it is, right there. You can see the watch. Super simple, super iconic. This is the F-91W. Old school Casio, and I don't know, it's weird. I wear my F-91W quite a bit, and as I've gotten older, and I've got a lot of watches, and I've got a lot of expensive watches, but man, sometimes just something simple, under the radar, but fun to wear is nice. Let's take this off here. And so this was just bought on Amazon, and so it comes with some manuals and stuff like that. Little display thing, and this is the you see that? That's the F-91 3DG, and I assume the G means green because you can see the green stripe on this watch. These are just fun to wear. You know, you can see the size is really good, and they're just super lightweight, super easy. Let's try this one on the wrist and see how it looks. So let's take a look at these both up close, and you can see that the difference is just the highlight colors. Interestingly, this blue one, kind of like the original color, this one was made in Thailand, and then this green one, which is kind of like I don't know, sort of like a special edition. It's not limited in any way. This was made in China. And then, so I've got the time set, well, pretty close. But what you can see is that, you know, the green gives it a little bit more of a muted look, a little bit more of a, kind of more earth colors. You can see that little hit of orange there, and then white, orange, green, with the little gold, the F-91W, the watch style. I really enjoy wearing these watches. They're very comfortable to wear. And they kind of have this weird vibe of like just, I don't know, if you wear a nice outfit with this watch, it's kind of like a cool look. You kind of look like, I don't know, to me, like, you know, especially in nowadays, you sometimes don't want to project like the image of somebody wearing like a Day-Date 40 in solid yellow gold, or even something like a Patek Philippe, you know, or something like an Omega, something blingy, something shiny. You know, this kind of gives the vibe of like, hey, look, I'm just like, you know, this is a utilitarian item. I really like it for that reason. It's got a nice kind of ironic feel to it whenever you wear it, and it's super practical. You know, it's got some really basic functions, and it's got like a super basic module. It's got a battery life of about 10 years, maybe 7 to 10, I guess less if you use the backlight more. The backlight is not great. But yeah, it's a really nice watch. They're really well made. You know, so this doesn't have spring bars. You have to push out a pin, and you can see the arrow there. And it's all resin, which makes it really comfortable, really, really, really super lightweight to wear. Anyway, let me put this thing on my wrist and we'll talk a little bit more about it. So water resistance on this thing is 30 meters. And, you know, there's all kinds of stuff online about what these water resistance numbers mean.
I swim with my F-91W like literally all the time. I mean, I'm in the pool constantly, in and out, and so it's not a big deal. If you're just swimming with it, it's totally fine. It's totally waterproof. I mean, this one, the blue one, I've had for like literally years, and it's been in and out of the water in all kinds of situations, and it still looks fine. I mean, they hold up really well. The price of these have actually gone up. So the blue one, way back when, I got it for around $12, and I think prices have gone up to $16. Still not a lot of money, but you got to think percentage-wise, that's a pretty big increase on this watch. The green one it's not limited, but it's kind of, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more different, and so I got this for around $25, maybe $23, and you can just see how it looks on my wrist. Easy to wear, like super comfortable. It's just really nicely made. And it's just like super simple, casual, relaxed. It doesn't convey a message about, you have to think about what your watch conveys about you. I think that's something that's really important, because the reality is, watches are like rings, they're like jewelry. I mean, they convey a certain image you're trying to project. And whether that's consciously or unconsciously, I think clearly, I mean, this watch conveys a different image than, like I said, that yellow gold Day Date 40. I mean, that's a beautiful watch in every way, and they're not even comparable in any way other than they're both wristwatches. I think that's important. And, whenever you travel, whenever you're in certain situations, I think, one watch may be better for that situation than another watch. For example, if we're gonna go to a watch boutique to look at watches, expensive watches, the reality is that, people may judge you based on the watch you wear walking in. So if we walked into, the Patek Philippe boutique in New York City wearing our F-91Ws, is it understandable in some way that maybe we wouldn't get the same attention as if we rolled in there with some, 5167 Aquanauts? Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that's reasonable, and that's realistic. In the same way, I mean, if we're traveling somewhere, I mean, if we're in Europe, someplace we've never been before, in Southeast Asia or wherever, in some cities in the United States, or any city in the United States, really. I mean, you have to sort of adjust the watch based on those circumstances. I think that's really important, especially for travel. I mean, these are like perfect travel watches when you want to fly under the radar. But this is an interesting kind of factoid about this watch. So the F-91W, it's got this 80s vibe, but the watch was actually made in 1989. So it's kind of more of a 90s watch. The watch was like exquisitely cheap whenever it first came out. I'm talking like $8, less than $10. It's interesting, like whenever kind of like in the early 2000s, this watch was kind of like flagged by a lot of security agencies around the world, because it was associated with, kind of bad actors. Like if I can buy, 200 of these watches for, say, $2,000, what kind of person is looking to buy 200 F-91Ws? And the idea was that this watch was kind of like a red flag, or like a marker for people that may be up to no good. That's fascinating history. You need to look that up and read about that. It's super interesting. So at one point, wearing an F-91W, especially the original, the blue color, I mean, that increased the chance of you getting stopped and searched at places like airports or other similar places like that. So the irony is that while this makes a great travel watch, it used to not always be the case. It used to be a really bad travel watch, because it attracted not attention from civilians, but it attracted attention from law enforcement. Unwanted attention from law enforcement sometimes. So anyway, look, I hope you like this brief look at a really nice, fun set of watches, a pair of F-91Ws, super inexpensive watches, super fun and interesting watches. I wear mine a lot. In the summertime, I mean, I'll wear these more than any G-Shock. I'll certainly wear these more than any of my other like expensive watches. They're fun, they're easy to wear. I can put them on and not worry about them. And even though they're inexpensive, I mean, they are like basically indestructible. I think they're much more practical, much more useful, and a lot cooler in an ironic way than a lot of other watches, especially a lot of other Casio or G-Shock watches. They're small, they're nice, they don't attract attention, they look cool, and they convey a sense of kind of utilitarianism. They convey a sense of purpose-built, aesthetic, and I think that's really nice, super interesting, and something that you may be looking for. So anyway, guys, I'm sorry for rambling, and I'm sorry it took me so long to make another video. I know it's been a while. Man, life gets in the way, but I really appreciate all the support, and I'm going to try to put out some more content. But like I said, I just got this watch today. I really wanted this green F-91W, and I said, wow, why don't I just make a quick video to kind of, reach out and just put out some more content. Guys, take care. God bless. Good luck. And look forward to making some more videos for y'all real soon. Okay, be safe, be blessed, be healthy, be well. Bye.